do I feed Hulk? How do we make our fish a little less skittish? And have I ever been shot? What's going on, Internet? Forrest here. Welcome back to another time. Don't have a watch. If it was there, it would say that it is curate. Thanks again for all your awesome questions. Without any further ado, let's get to question. What is it? Question number one. Question number one comes from a previous Q&A questionnaire. That's what you guys are when you ask questions. Morris from India. What's going on, Morris? Just wanted to know how much and how often do you feed your Hulk? Once a day? 3 minutes of feeding? Thanks, Morris. You're welcome, Morris. So how much and how often do I feed the monster fish we like to call Hulkalicious? If your answer was one of these twice a day, you're wrong. It's a very simple answer. It can range from 0 feedings a day to about twice a day, a small number of pellets that he can eat pretty quickly. It's about as simple as it gets. A lot of people think that there's some magic ratio of how many feedings and how much you feed these fish to turn them into these big, beautiful fish that you all know Hulk is. But to be honest, that stuff's not true. When fish are growing and they're young, you can throw a lot of excess nutrients in the form of fats and proteins, and they utilize that for growth. Hulk right now is in an age where if I were to throw a bunch of excess fats and nutrients and excess food, it would basically just turn him into a fat, obese fish. So he really doesn't need to eat a lot anymore. There's no real exact measurements or anything. I just grab a pinch, throw it in. He usually cleans it up in about 3 seconds. And that's honestly as simple as it is. Do not overcomplicate your fish food and your fish feedings by all this crazy stuff. It's a very simple thing. Quality food, don't overfeed, do your water changes, and your fish are going to look fantastic. And as your fish get older, don't throw all these excess nutrients out, because that's how they get deformed and fat and obese and gross and die young. Fantastic question, Morris. Let's move on to question number 2. Question number 2 comes from Thad. Hey man, I'm sure you don't remember me. I do, of course I do. But I watched a new Q&A vid about cichlids and was wondering if you knew how to make my jacks less skittish. Not drugs. I've had my JDs for going on 2.5 years with perfect watt quality and 110 tank. I have 4, so room is not a problem. I was just wondering if you have any ideas. It's almost like they just don't trust me. Again, thanks so much for your time and help. So how exactly do we make these fish that are shy, not shy? And I'm going to be completely honest with everybody out there. Sometimes a shy fish is always going to be a shy fish. However, sometimes fish are just really slow to catch on to us people. I don't know where Azul is back there, but that fish probably went months. There was probably months where I would only see him a couple times a day, darting out for food just a little bit here and there. But over time, he got over his shyness, and as you guys can see, he's out here all the time. So patience is a big thing. Try and train your fish with food. Once they can associate you with food, usually they'll come around to you. Like I said, sometimes these fish are just going to be skittish. That's just how they are. You know, these fish naturally come from a wild environment where there is not people. So sticking them in an enclosed glass aquarium where they can't run anywhere, the only thing that they can do to get away from us is hide. Because in the end, this aquarium hobby is a very unnatural thing for them. Maybe not for us, but for them, being removed from their environment, placed in these conditions where it's nothing like their actual territory, and being messed with on a daily basis can stress the heck out of these fish. And sometimes that stress just gets to them, and they're just skittish fish for life. So my honest opinion, Thad, is after 2.5 years, you keeping your water quality clean, you're probably just going to have to deal with skittish fish. That's probably what they're going to be in the foreseeable future. And if that's not something that jives with you, maybe find something different. Locusts are super personable. Lumbies over time start out really shy. Dopi start out really shy, and over time they become more and more personable and basically turn into pets, as you guys can see right there. Don't skate one bit. That's a fantastic question, Thad. Question number 3: have I ever been shot? And that concludes our awesome Q&A today. Thank you so much for continuing to send in your awesome questions. And if for some reason you just happen to not be subscribed, there is a button somewhere around here. Pretty sure you should click. We'll see you guys next time. next week for another awesome Q&A. But the thing I want you to do is to consider your fish room
Rome series.
Oh, see you next week. A normal day for Hulk is he gets some of this, which is kind of like a mix of some stuff. I feed that basically. And we'll see you guys next week, but